Hello YouTube. In this video, I'm going to show you how to perform a clean install of Windows 10. Over the years, the Windows installers have gotten simpler and simpler with much less user interactivity. So this one, you're going to see that it's very low user interactivity nowadays. So once you click on the next back there, you just hit install now. Basically with the first one, all I did was accept the defaults for the language and everything else, and then on the second one, of course, it's literally just the install. Now it's going to come up asking for the product key. If you have the product key, you need to put it in now and then click next. Since this is just an installation demonstration, I'm going to click skip for now. And then for this one, we're going to do Windows 10 Pro. Most of you are not going to have the option to be able to select what version you want to install. It's going to be one. This particular installer, for demonstration purposes, is designed a little differently. It'll do Pro or Home, either one. The install for either one is going to be pretty much exactly the same. So once you see the install of one, all of them will be just alike. And on this one, you can select Upgrade, Install Windows, and keep file settings and applications, or Custom Install Windows only. Since this is going to be a clean Windows install, we're not doing an upgrade. We're going to click on Custom. See how you have the drive here, completely unallocated space. We're going to select that drive, hit New, click Apply, go with the default, which will automatically give it the maximum amount. And then it gave a pop-up there saying that it's going to have to create other special partitions that's used by the OS. Just click OK, let it do it. And then from that point, your partition 4 down here, the largest one that's 39.4 gig, it's going to be different sizes depending on your hard drive, but the largest one is going to be the one that you want to select format on. Let it format that partition out, and then you're going to want to keep it selected and hit next to do the install. The reason being is these other 3 partitions are used for something else. You have the recovery partition, the system partition, MSR reserved, and then of course you have the primary. The primary is where the actual OS files are going to go. So once you have that selected and formatted, click next. Now it's going to copy over the files. It'll extract the files, install any updates if required, and then it'll reboot. So we'll see you in just a bit. Alright, and it's finished installing the files, so now it's rebooted. Now it's going to go through finishing the actual installation process, prepping devices, everything else, prepping the system for first boot. Not too surprisingly, it reboots several times, and this process can take a while, so just as well as be ready for it to take a bit before it's finally ready to load up into the actual desktop where you can interact with Windows. So if you didn't put in the product key the first time, and since I didn't, it's going to come up telling you it's time to enter the product key again. You can hit do this later. I'm going to now. If you haven't, if you got the product key, it's time to put the product key in. I'm going to hit do this later since this is actually just for demonstration. And of course now you have all the settings and everything, so just hit use express settings. This process can take a few minutes, so it's still going to be just a bit before you finally get into the actual desktop. And now it comes up telling you hi. Windows 10 at boot, unlike all other versions of Windows, will automatically go fetch any critical important updates before it actually boots into the OS. This one is very update oriented, and it does automatic updates unlike any other version of Windows. There's still a way to go in and disable the automatic updates, but you got to go through a more roundabout process unlike the older versions. And now we're finally ready to do the basic setup for this. Who owns this PC? You have the option of my organization, or I own it. It's not a company, this is your own personal computer, so I own it. Next. Here you can make it yours. Your Microsoft account opens up a world of benefits. If you have a Microsoft account, be it Hotmail, Live, or Outlook, you can sign into your account right here. Or if you don't have one, you can click no account, create one, log in. You can sign in. It'll automatically sign into your Microsoft account every time it loads the OS up. If you don't want to do that, you can also click skip this step. For this, I'm going to click skip this step. And since I hit skip this step, I can now set up individual users. So this is going to be Lab 1. Enter password. Again, you want to make sure you set up a password that's not too easy to guess. Make your hint something that's obscure but will make you know exactly what your password is. Yeah. Hit next. I actually highly advise that you don't just automatically use your Microsoft account, because if for some reason it can't connect up and sign into your Microsoft account, you can't sign into your PC. So it's better to actually have a local account, skipping that step, and then set up your Microsoft account later, so that way if you can't sign into the PC using your Microsoft account for some reason, you can sign into the local system anyway. This will help prevent you from having troubles in the near future. Once it's finally done taking care of the last setup of the apps, the App Store, and different things like that, it'll finally take you to your desktop. Kind of a long wait, but a whole lot less interaction that you have to perform to finally get to the point where the OS is installed. On average, on most systems, you can expect this install process to take every bit of an hour to an hour and a half. If you have an older system that's like a dual core with 2 to 4 gig of RAM, yeah, it can take every bit of a couple of hours. And once you're finally there, this is your desktop starting out. Networks. Do you want to allow the PC to be discoverable by other devices? Under normal circumstances, for security reasons, if you're not sharing files, folders, or anything else, hit no. I'm going to say yes because this is a test PC. I do share files, folders, and stuff like that. So, and of course, your networking stuff is all right here. This is where your wireless network and everything's going to be. This is your notification pan. That's your speakers. And of course, any other devices or TSRs that pop up right here. TSR is a terminate and stay resident program, which means the program starts, the main application terminates, but it stays resident and loaded in memory. And that's a lot of what you'll have showing up right here. Bam, OneDrive is being updated, so notification lit up and updates being installed. You can disable those notifications. You have a start menu back again, thank God. You got your file explorer and everything else. You have your apps, and then of course it gives you the pane just like it did with Windows 8. That's not the default anymore, thankfully. Your task viewer is right here now. Microsoft finally got smart and put the Windows Explorer folder browser, file and folder browser down here. Right there is your App Store, and then of course this is Spartan, better known as Microsoft Edge, which is the new Internet Explorer browser, no longer called Internet Explorer. You can set up Cortana on here. There's a lot of different things. There's like standard installs of Windows. It really doesn't come with any applications pre-installed. You will have some, but not a massive amount. So you have Get Skype, Get Office, Get Started. So there's a lot more links to get things, not so much that's already set up and installed on there. So here you have it. This is Windows 10. This information's out there for absolutely everybody. As always, watch, like, and share.